Hello and welcome to School Matters. I'm Shawn Gilliland. Later in the show, we'll mix it up at Maybeury Elementary, meet Omegaman and friends at Colonial Trail, and drop by Lewis Skinner Botanical Garden to celebrate our prospective teachers and counselors. All that and much more on this week's show. Well, we just wrapped up our Thanksgiving break, but there were celebrations of another sort earlier in November. Let's take a trip around the county to drop by a few Veterans Day programs. First up, let's hear from 5th graders at Tuckahoe Elementary, who introduced two very special guests.
When Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner almost 200 years ago, he called America the land of the free and the home of the brave. Those words are as true today as they were then. Throughout this nation's history, America's soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen have bravely answered the call to defend our freedom, to aid our friends and allies, and to turn back aggressors.
We can never fully repay our debt of gratitude to more than the 650,000 American service members who died in the battle or the 1.4 million who were wounded.
As I gather with my family, with my blessings all around me, I remember just how lucky we Americans must be. And when we sing that song about sea to shining sea, sometimes I almost can't breathe. I am so lifted up when I think about our country and what it means to me.
Please welcome one of the only living World War II veteran couples, Dr. and Mrs. Sam Graham.
I'd like to put everybody in a time capsule and take you back 76 years. On December the 7th, 1941, our world turned upside down then.
The same, but the big day came in August of 1945 when we got a directive in the office from the Secretary of the Navy, James Forrestal, and I'll read the first paragraph. All hands of the United States Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard may take satisfaction in the conclusion of the war against Japan and pride in the part played by them in accomplishing that result.
At Seven Pines Elementary, Russell Beggs, who graduated from Highland Springs High School 77 years ago and served in the United States Navy, was one of the 50 veterans honored during the school's program.
Now I would like to recognize the veterans, and so I will call your name. If you would please stand. The next person is Russell Beggs from the Navy. He is the great-grandparent of Daniel Williams, and he is 94 years old. He is a World War II vet, and he's with VFW. Thank you so much.
I joined the Navy 7th of December 42. I stayed in there till they kicked me out just because I was 60.
Before serving in the Navy, he was a member of the Springers' first football team. Beggs retired from the Navy as a senior chief petty officer. Now let's take a listen to highlights from Longdale Elementary's Veterans Day celebration. Don't go away, because after the break, we're going to catch up with Omegaman at Colonial Trail Elementary.
We had about 12,000 middle school 8th graders at the racetrack coming to learn about career opportunities. Chamber RVA made it possible by bringing all these vendors together, and for the vendors it's a great opportunity because every school division's looking for the same thing, so this puts it all under one roof in one place at one time, so it accomplishes multiple goals. And during that time we had 12,000 kids come through this bus learning about career opportunities, so it was a lot of kids in a short period of time, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's a shoulder. It is a shoulder. Good job. Squeeze and watch the chest rise and fall.
From health and medical to your traditional trades were all represented. So kids get a great exposure of different career choices as they start to make those decisions. I think compared to last year, a lot of the presenters that came back realized that they have to be interactive. I think originally they were thinking about it how you would interact with an adult. And then they said, wow, 8th graders, you've got to really have something to grab their attention. So it was almost, in a sense, like a competition from vendor to vendor or business to business, where the kid's going to be the most interested. So you saw a lot of really neat attention grabbers for young people. So often we're asking students at the 8th grade level to decide, do I want to be an engineer or do I want to be a doctor? And they don't really have that exposure and know what those different career fields might involve. And the timing of this is perfect because the students are starting to sign up for specialty centering classes for high school. Now, how many of them will end up following that dream? You know, the fact that the exposure's there and you start the dream, then it's up to us as educators to help them make that dream become a reality.
Now for another 90-second history report.
Politicians fight. That's nothing new. You hear about it every day, but did you know that a cabinet member and a vice president once pulled guns on each other? Back in 1791, Aaron Burr took the New York Senate seat from incumbent Philip Schuyler, father-in-law of Alexander Hamilton. You know, the guy on the $10 bill. That made me mad. A few years later in 1800, the Electoral College can't decide between Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr for president. Hamilton, Secretary of the Treasury, breaks a deadlock, calling Jefferson the lesser of two evils. Now I'm mad. Public name-calling continues for years, until finally, Vice President Aaron Burr challenges Alexander Hamilton to a duel. In July of 1804, the two met outside Weehawken, New Jersey. The story has it that Hamilton fired first with a shot near Burr's head. Burr responded with a shot in Hamilton's abdomen, which eventually kills him. Burr is later charged with murder. He serves no time, but his political career is ruined. Oh, no! So here it is in a nutshell. Two colonial heroes rose to fame. When things went bad, each used the other to blame. One lost his life, the other his name. Politics truly is a dangerous game.
That's the Burr and Hamilton duel in 90 seconds. Welcome back to School Matters. Next up, we're off to Colonial Trail Elementary, where Titan from Omegaman and Friends showed off feats of strength and taught the Cubs what it means to be a hero.
Everybody say choice. Now, if you can make a good choice, that makes every single one of you a dream maker. Everybody say dream maker. Now, if you can make a good choice and you can be a dream maker, guess what? That without a doubt makes every single one of you a hero. Everybody say hero. Everybody say I am. Bully free. My school. Bully free. But it starts with you. And me. Very good. Now this says I'm a hero, and every single one of us has this inside of us, every one of us. But guess what? I don't care how bad you want it. I don't care how bad you want to get here. You'll never get here if you don't start right here. If you don't start today, right now, where you're at, making good choices, doing the right thing, guess what? You get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, hey, it gets easier. And then ultimately, you'll achieve that greatness that each and every one of us have inside. Does everybody see that?
Omegaman and Friends have been on a mission to combat bullying in schools since Mark Wilkes, aka Omegaman, started this program back in 2008. Creating New Friendships was the name of the game for the Mallards at Maybeury during Mix It Up at Lunch Day.
Today we are having our annual Mix It Up at Lunch Day. This is a day every year where all of our students in kindergarten through 5th grade get to come to lunch. And the goal is to sit with someone new, to kind of step outside of that comfort zone a little bit and talk to someone new at lunch. Our kindergarten and 1st graders, when they come to the cafeteria, they get a sticker that matches a table color. So this year, all of our tables are designated by different colors, and so whatever color sticker they get on their hand, I've got my green one here, they will sit at that table for their lunch today. We had our kids sign a banner pledging to mix it up at lunch. Our kindergarten and 1st graders were able to sign yesterday pledging that they were going to mix it up today. And as our 2nd through 5th graders come in today, they will all sign their name pledging to talk to someone new, show kindness, and mix it up at lunch. Our goal of Mix It Up Lunch is simply just to encourage the kids to step outside of that comfort zone, do something that might be a little bit challenging for them, and just simply talk to someone new.
Smiling faces and lively conversations were the talk of the cafeteria on that day. What a great way for students to move out of their comfort zones and connect with someone new over lunch. The opportunity to learn about different cultures was on the menu at Trevvett Elementary, where students were entertained while enjoying some tasty treats.
I bought some cookies from Holland and Germany. Beef stew from Ireland. I brought an apple kuchen from Germany.
Like an apple cinnamon cake. It's delicious. I have American berry pie, mixed berry pie. This is from the American culture. Pizzellis are from the German culture.
Today is Trevvett's International Day, and the reason that we are celebrating International Day because at Trevvett our students represent over 10 nations, and it's important to celebrate our differences and also our similarities, so we just want to highlight the different cultures that we have here.
So this is the inside of a Bosnian roll. It's basically just rice with meat. The outside of it is just lettuce, but it's wetter.
I brought a tamal. It's made of cornbread, and then it had some meat, and then it has some chicken with some sauce.
I brought cornbread. It's classic. It's homemade and delicious. I bought pupusas, and it has beans and cheese on it.
I brought gorek. It's from Iraq, and there's two different versions of it. One is meat and one is cheese. The meat one has green pepper, lamb, and potato, and the cheese one only has cheese. And it has an aloe shell, which is really crispy.
Something from Peru is called causa. It has sweet potato and pepper. Tuckahoe is a soda, and Inca is for the Indians in Peru. My mom bought jollof and chicken.
Okay, so we invited all of our kids to participate in some kind of way. They could share a story about their culture. They can dress up in a native attire. They could bring a dish to share with their classmates. And so we also invited some performers from the community.
The words go like this. I love my heart and soul. I love my heart and soul. Together.
I think I was more excited than them, and I'm just excited to get everybody just excited about how we are different but celebrate our different cultures.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome. I think we're breathtaking. And here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities. Chess really isn't my thing. I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together. Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Each semester, HCPS holds a reception at Lewis Skinner Botanical Garden for student teachers and counselor interns. After some networking, they got some advice from people that were in their position not that long ago.
As I sat where you are now, listening to people just like me, I was also feeling hopeful. Hopeful that I would become the teacher I had wished I would be just a few short years ago. Enjoy this time and get ready for all of the fun that is headed your way during your first year of teaching.
This is your time to grow, but it is also your time to demonstrate your positivity, your resilience, and your ability to help your school community flourish. So enjoy your time as a student teacher, laugh at and learn from your failures, love what you do, and if you forget everything else I said tonight, just remember this: take a nap at every opportunity. Thank you. Good night.
Welcome back to School Matters. It was Unity Day at our schools, and our cameras were there to capture the excitement. Let's take a look.
Today we have our first annual Unity Games, and we decided to do Unity Games in addition to the Mix It Up Day that's celebrated nationwide. And it's kind of a way for kids to get to know each other on a different level, to bring people that don't usually hang out together, and celebrate our differences and similarities in a fun way.
Go!
It was a hard game. They said we weren't gonna make it, we made it.
There's a lot of tension over the years and with Randolph and the kids, so just having a day, like getting together and stuff, it's good for everybody, the teachers and the children, just to connect together.
That's disgusting. Oh my God.
I'm having lots of fun. It's fun because you might not like the person, but y'all might like the same thing, so you get to know people different. It's fun.
We got the Cheetos!
No, the other way.
I think that people can make lasting relationships, and that's what AVR is all about, relationships with other people.
On Wednesday, we conducted a few lessons, and you had an opportunity to share
some opinions and some thoughts regarding some key phrases about unity. I'm going to turn the floor over to our wonderful and dynamic school counseling department to share some of those reflections that you each had written down and shared with us.
I show my Puma pride by being nice to everyone and by not leaving anyone out. I include everyone.
I will show my Puma pride by helping others when I can and always being kind. I want to share that because it's incredibly important to be a person that tries to make the world a better place every day and all the time.
When faced with a dilemma, I will act with honesty, courage, empathy, and compassion to ensure the best possible solution for all parties involved.
And students, clearly through those remarks, you understand what it means to be united in a common cause of goodwill, compassion. Just make sure that we continuously show that every single day. Again, it is perpetual, it is ongoing. We can never rest until we keep showing those values. Be the leaders, again, be the change, and be Puma strong and have Puma pride at all times.
We're going to close the show at Adams Elementary, where they recently had the kickoff event to celebrate the school's 50th anniversary. Happy anniversary, Gators! For School Matters, I'm Sean Gilliland. Thanks for watching.
Have you guys ever wondered who Jacob L. Adams was? Have you wondered? Or did you just think that was the name of the school? It's a little bit of both. So, this year, because it's our 50th anniversary, we're going to be learning a lot about Dr. Jacob L. Adams. So, first off, he was a dentist. But, on top of that, he was a part of the school board. Today, we are honoring Dr. William Hall.
You guys are the ones that continue to help make Adams great. Your teachers guide you, your parents support you, your administration supports you, but it's your choices to show your Gator pride each and every day.
Coming here to Adams, this is my first principalship. And that year, we were a school that out of 3 schools, I think, out of 71, were not accredited. And that year, we said, you know what? We're going to make some changes. We're going to pull together. And this team, people said it would take us 3-5 years. And our team of teachers and students, we said, no, we're going to do it this year. And do you know, Adams always has had a heart, passion, and drive.